Kristen. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. We're going to ask you a few questions today, all right? Starting with, what did you have for breakfast?
I had 2 eggs and a half a piece of toast, which is what I have every single day because I'm hypoglycemic, and if I don't start the day with protein, I'm dysfunctional by 10 a.m.
Fair enough. So let's get started. What are the 3 words to describe working in Switzerland?
3 words to describe working in Switzerland would be innovation and talent hotspot.
Perfect, thank you so much. So next question, what does success mean to you, Kristen?
Oh, that's a deep one. For me, success would be if every individual's potential could pass on this world. It would be such a gift to the world and honestly to those individuals.
And what advice do you have to empower people who are afraid to take the leap?
A lot of battles are won and lost up here. And I would say, if you feel like it might be up here and you want to take that leap, then I would recommend take the leap and fake it till you make it. Because oftentimes the act of faking it till you make it will reinforce to you that you can take that leap and you can be successful.
What workplace values do you see as important for the next generation based on this?
Here I would channel our values: integrity, courage, and passion. Our 3 values, and taken together, can really help the next generation have a great career. And I would add one more if I were giving advice, and that would be grit. The world requires a lot of resilience, and I think if you add grit to that mix, you could have a really great career.
What inspires you in life right now, Kristen?
I'm really inspired by the idea that I want to share in my TEDx talk, because it was such an epiphany for me, and I'm convinced that if it can be shared with the world, then we could put the world on a whole new trajectory of understanding.
Absolutely. And how do you cope with disappointment?
Well, we all have to cope with disappointment, and I would say my unlock is tomorrow's a new day.
That's a great attitude. And what's one thing you wish you knew at the beginning of your career?
I wish I knew at the beginning of my career that things aren't linear, and that there's lots of different routes that you can take to add value and grow a career that's meaningful to you.
And what's the most powerful lesson you've learned in your career?
Probably that perspective is everything. Really, it's an unlock to understand the different perspectives that people hold and to understand them for yourself.
And who has been your biggest role model and how have they shaped your journey?
It feels impossible to pick just one. What I would say is that every single day, each individual I come across changes my perspective, makes me think about things differently, brings a new way of looking at things that helps me to be better, and so everyone around me is a role model in a way.
So how do you handle moments where you feel underestimated?
It's always hard to feel underestimated, but what I recommend to people is, first of all, there isn't just the moment that you're in. There's also other moments in gathering support, and so I always recommend to people who feel underestimated to get some support in the room. It can be really helpful.
So what's one way women can better advocate for themselves in the workplace?
I dream of a world in where women don't have to advocate for themselves in the workplace, because I think it should be all of our responsibility to advocate for one another and to ensure all the voices are equally heard. That being said, if one is struggling with advocating for yourself in the workplace, I would recommend getting some support from colleagues.
And what advice would you give women looking to break into male-dominated industries?
The first thing I would say to women trying to break into male-dominated industries is thank you. I think everyone needs a role model, and having role models that look like you in organizations can be really an unlock. And so first I would say thank you, and secondly, I really hope that one day you could be the role model for someone else who's looking to break into that industry.
Thank you so much for your time today, Kristen.
Thank you all. Looking forward to seeing you at TEDxZurich Women.